Hi guys, it's Frankie and I'm doing something a little bit spontaneous today. I decided after the update, the Sims 4 update with the new skin tones and hair and stuff came out, that I wanted to jump into CAS and try them out and just see what I thought of them, and I figured I would just record that for you guys. So this is just very spontaneous. I didn't have any idea in mind of what I wanted to do before I started. I thought that I might do a female and a male, so two Sims, because I tend to make more female Sims than male Sims, and I wanted to kind of, do both because I wanted to actually make a male Sim too. So yeah, here's me just kind of going through the skin tones. I kind of had a hard time figuring out which ones were actually new. Definitely the darker ones. I definitely remember that there weren't such dark skin tones in the game, and I'm really excited about that. But the one that I actually went for is this kind of quite middle kind of shade here, this kind of skin tone, which I really love. I couldn't put my hand on my heart and say that it's definitely new. It could well have been already in the game, but I liked it a lot and I went with it. It's not a skin tone I think that I've used before. And yeah, I went with this hair because I recently got Get to Work. It's the last expansion pack for me, the last one that I hadn't bought. So I wanted to go for a curly hair and I wasn't really feeling the new hair on this Sim, so I went for that hair. And then I just spent quite a while kind of messing with her face because I didn't have any idea of her character or what kind of person she was or anything. So I had no idea what I was aiming for. So I think this kind of took me a little bit longer than it kind of normally would. So yeah, what happened with this video, with this family that I was working on, I started on this last night and once I got to a point where I was fairly happy with this Sim and with another Sim who you'll see in a minute, I started to feel like maybe they were kind of college students, that they were quite young, that they were just housemates or whatever. But then my perception on that changed after a while. And when I came back to it this morning to kind of finish off their outfits and kind of finish them off, I decided that I was actually going to make them husband and wife, that I was actually going to make them a little older in my mind, maybe just about ready to have kids, but still pretty young. So my idea was that they were these sort of hipster millennials who had married very young and wanted to have a baby young, just to be, just to go against the norm or whatever. And that's kind of what I ended up being kind of my mentality for them, and that kind of changed a little bit with the clothing that I chose for them. But you'll see that once I actually get into the clothing. So yeah, like I say, I can't believe I'm still working on her face. I really had a hard time. Oh yeah, and the hair that I gave her there isn't the one that I ended up with. Eventually, I actually went with the other kind of short curly hair from Get to Work because I just thought it looked better on her face shape. So at this point, when I'd given her this hair and I was looking at her with those tattoos, I was feeling that she might be gay, and I think her original clothing kind of reflects that a bit. And then later on I was thinking, I'm not necessarily going to go with that stereotype. I think that she can look a little bit more masculine or a little bit more androgynous, and or just not particularly feminine, and she doesn't necessarily have to be gay. So I feel like this Sim, in the end of the day, I decided that she was either straight or bi. This is an outfit, a top that I hadn't used before actually. I think it came with the Cool Kitchen stuff, which is a pack I really don't use much. I got it free with a bundle at one point. It was like on sale. But I'm really liking this outfit. So this kind of got the ball rolling for me with her character and who I thought she was and stuff. And I think I didn't really do a whole lot more than with her outfits. Oh yeah, I put her in that kind of little jacket thing and those pants, which look really good on her. I think I ended up not having any of those pants for her in the end, but yeah, her formal wear, I was really going for something quite masculine. Again, like I said, I was thinking of her as being gay, and I wanted to put her in masculine formal clothing. But even as a straight or bi Sim, I definitely, or just or not necessarily gender fluid, because I was also thinking that I might go for a Sim who was kind of gender fluid, and then in the end kind of decided that no, I was thinking of her as being quite definitely female. But I actually keep this outfit in the end because I just think it suits her. I think she's the kind of Sim who would wear quite androgynous clothing a lot of the time. So yeah, just going through her activewear now. Again, I haven't used those pants a whole lot and I really like them, so it was a good opportunity to do so. Yeah, I went into the body shapes because I'm always a little bit confused as to how much of a difference that really makes, but I decided in the end to go back to what I had because I tend to just customize my body shapes anyway so much that I don't think the pre-made body types. Honestly, I'm still kind of figuring out how CAS works in The Sims 4. I was really comfortable with it in The Sims 3. But I'm still kind of figuring it out with regards to how much of a difference it makes with what face shape you choose initially and their chin and stuff. So I was giving her some traits really quickly. You'll see that I gave her the hot-headed and a couple of other things like the bro character trait and stuff like that, because like I said, I was thinking of her as being a kind of a gay college student, and that, as you'll see later, kind of ended up changing. So here's my male sim, as you can see, and I definitely had a lot of trouble with him initially, but I feel like in the end it kind of worked out more smoothly. I just had a lot of trouble with his hair. I decided to go through all the female hair on him, and some of those hairs look amazing on men. I definitely want to make a male sim using some long female hair at some point, because I think that looks really, really cool. So here we go. What I was aiming to do with him was to use a darker skin tone. I think I was using kind of the second to last on the dark range on him at the moment. And I'm really liking that skin tone actually. In the end, unfortunately, I decided that it didn't quite suit him just with the way he turned out. He kind of went a slightly different direction to what I was expecting. But I'm definitely going to be using this skin tone again. I think my only bugbear with it is that I feel like the highlighting on Sims isn't necessarily designed for such a dark skin tone, and then you lose a lot of details in the game. And I think what I'm going to have to do is download some custom content highlighting, because I don't actually have anything like that. I don't have enough kind of skins and stuff like that to work with such a dark skin tone, so I'm definitely going to want to maybe find a little bit of custom content that will make this kind of skin tone just pop a little bit better. I don't know if you see what I mean, but yeah, that was just something I felt that I was maybe just losing a little bit of detail of his face from a distance, particularly in game. But I really do like this skin tone a lot. I know a lot of people have been talking about the darker shades that have got this weird blotch across the nose, the 4 darkest shades that we got in this update. I can see the blotch in the kind of second, the kind of number 3 and 4 from the end, if that makes sense. So not the last 2, but the 2 before that. But I couldn't really see a problem with this skin tone. So I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this one, it's actually, now that I'm looking at him, I'm like regretting my choices later when I gave him a lighter skin tone, but you'll see why I did that. So I decided he was going to be, this was the point when I was giving this outfit that I was like, they kind of have this like college student vibe. I was giving him a lot of like ripped jeans and comfy jumpers. I felt like that was what he would wear. I felt like he was kind of saying he wouldn't really wear any jewelry, so I didn't give him any sort of accessories, and that he would wear like the same shoes all the time. So I made him originally a loner, a foodie, and I think gloomy, and he's got the nerd brain aspiration. Oh yeah, I just randomized their names, and then I was saving the game and shutting down at this point, and I ended up keeping the names because I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do anything with these characters yet or what I'm going to do with them, so I was happy enough with that for now. So here I am on the second day, and I'm changing up her not her aspirations, but her traits, because I decided that she was going to be like a family sim, and that maybe she was going to have kind of some wellness traits and stuff like that. So I wanted to make her a vegetarian and childish, and I actually made her a dance machine instead of being active. So yeah, I feel like she's like going to be a very kind of cool mum, like once she actually has her children. So now I'm just going through doing some makeup and then changing up some of her outfits. So you'll see once I start to go into her outfits now that I do go for a more feminine vibe than I had been going for originally, because my kind of perception of who she was as a character had changed. So one of the reasons I decided that I wanted to make this pair a couple was that I was thinking I might put them into my game, into the Frankie's Family LP, and I want them to have a kid, so that that kid can kind of grow up and be friends with Ethan and Thelma's child. So that's what I was kind of thinking, and I was considering that maybe one of them would have the child and they would still like not be a couple or whatever, but in the end I just decided no, I kind of wanted a heterosexual couple and child in the game. I just felt like I wanted one to kind of replace the couple that I had been using as their kind of best friends in the neighborhood kind of thing. So that's what I'm kind of thinking I might do with this family right now. So that's kind of why I went the way I went. And I'm thinking that this sim is going to be a new, very good friend of Thelma's. I think they're going to get along really well. And so that's kind of why I wanted to make her more kind of, you know, a vegetarian, and that she's going to be doing wellness stuff and things like that, potentially. So yeah, just kind of going through her everyday outfits. I kind of wasn't paying attention there to what I did. I kind of gave her a mix of different things, I think. Like some of her outfits are more floaty and feminine, but then I kind of wanted to balance that with, yeah, so I used this top, for example, which is very kind of floaty and feminine, but then I balanced it out with kind of baggy ripped jeans because I just felt, yeah, these ones here, because I just felt like she wouldn't necessarily wear kind of a totally feminine outfit. And I actually decided I really like this outfit here as it is right now. I think I might give that to another sim at some point, but I felt that was a bit too much, so I gave the darker top instead. So you can kind of see there's a bit of coherence kind of running across the outfits now. I think that, you know, she wears kind of comfy clothes and like loose fitting clothes, a lot of kind of midriff showing, and fairly feminine at times, but also balanced out with kind of a more androgynous look and more kind of relaxed kind of feel. I really like these trousers from Laundry Day. I've been wanting to use them, so I gave her them with that top tied around the side. And yeah, so those were her everyday outfits. I think I was pretty much with that. I left her with just one outfit for formal wear for now, because I never use formal wear in my game, so I felt like I didn't really need more than one necessarily, but I might, you know, if I do use these in my game, then I might give her another outfit if I feel like it's needed at any point. So I'm just fiddling around with her eyes and makeup and stuff now, just trying to get her, considering giving her a different eye color, like a green eye color or something. Or whatever. So yeah, just making her another activewear outfit. I always like to have more than one, just for a bit of difference. And I'm really liking those kind of joggers from Laundry Day. They're everything. I love them. Really, really nice. And that top, did that top come with cats and dogs? I don't remember. And then her nightwear. And yeah, I did end up giving her one. I think that top is a masculine top, unless it's actually gender neutral, unless they just have it for both. But I just really liked that on her. I thought it was really nice. So this is where I kind of kept that balance of having some more kind of androgynous clothing in with her more feminine outfits. And yeah, you might notice as well, I've been using a lot of the same shoes for her. I do this a lot with my Sims. I'd like to be kind of realistic sometimes with, you know, not everyone has a million shoes. Like, I know a lot of men who will wear the one pair of shoes every single day, pretty much. So I tend to do that, especially with my male Sims, but also with my female, that I will try to use the same item if they have a favorite accessory or a pair of shoes or something, that they will kind of use that over and over, rather than picking out like a different pair of shoes for every single outfit. So yeah, and then just finishing her off with, yeah, I just gave her a quite a lot more feminine swimwear actually. So yeah, I think I'm getting to the point of being fairly happy with her now at this point, just tidying up any loose ends. I don't use a lot of custom content anymore, I think, in Create a Sim, now that I've gotten a lot more expansion packs and game packs and stuff packs in my game. I used a lot of custom content in The Sims 3, and I still do use it. Actually, I quite liked those tattoos on her. Now I'm kind of wishing I gave her them, but I decided not to. Anyway, I still very much use them for key things like eyes, some makeup, lashes, and sometimes skins, but more and more I'm actually not using skins on my Sims, like custom content skins. And then for men, as you will see, I always use body hair for males, and sometimes beards, custom content beards. So yeah, generally speaking, I haven't been using custom content clothing anymore, just because a lot of the time I feel like they don't really fit in with the look and feel of the game. And I think if I were, I would either have to use all custom content or none. So it's really just, like I say, for those accents, for the eyes and the lips and things like that, that I enjoy using them. And occasionally, like, as you can see, I've got some piercings and stuff in the game as well, which I really like throwing in there. But I've gotten so many new, I've been spending quite a lot of money on and off when I could afford to on The Sims in the last kind of couple of months, and I've been kind of gradually, increasing my pack collection. And I'm really excited. You probably will notice that actually, that even when I was doing this, that there's a lot of new stuff in CAS that I hadn't used yet, from Get to Work, and what was the other one I got recently? Romantic Garden, which I love. So I'm just really excited to use all of those new things. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going in now and doing her jewelry. I gave her a lot of kind of gold hoop earrings because I felt like she was the kind of sim who would wear a lot of them, like this kind of she's a very cool girl. I feel like she's like only in her early to mid 20s. You know, maybe she's just been to art college or something. I didn't make her an artist though, so I might change that. I think I made the male sim an artist, like a creative sim, but not her. Yeah, so here we go. Caden ended up being his name. I might change that, we'll see. Yeah, I felt like his lips were too dark, but unfortunately I don't have any custom content lips in the game that are kind of suitable, like that look like natural, that don't look like lipstick. So I ended up not giving him anything, but that's another thing I want to get in the game maybe, are some more natural looking lips for times when I feel like I want the lips to be lighter than the skin tone, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is what I ended up doing with this character. I decided I wanted him to have blue eyes. I know this is quite unusual for dark-skinned people to have blue eyes, but I know it does happen, and I just think it's really, really stunning. So yeah, I gave him kind of those base game like blue eyes, but then I used custom content to make them a little bit more muted and a little bit more realistic looking. And this was the point at which, though, I started to think that the dark skin tone, that it was a little bit too dark for those eyes. So I was playing around with different tones, and I noticed that yeah, that skin tone that I ended up on, I was looking at it thinking it looks kind of like do I mean warmer or cooler? Like a less grayish tone, actually. I know that I've used a very similar skin tone before, but this one just had a slightly different kind of undertone to it, which I really, really liked, and I just wanted to use that for him. So yeah, it may or may not be a new skin tone. I think it probably is, but I ran with it anyway. But I would consider changing him back though to the darker skin tone, but I would probably give him brown eyes again with that, because I thought the blue was maybe a bit too extreme. But I think he's looking really good now. So yeah, I gave him, like I said, a lot of ripped jeans and comfy jumpers. I actually really like the clothes of this sim. Like, this is the kind of, I feel like this guy is the kind of guy I would date, if that makes sense. Like, I just, very relaxed, like not fussy clothing, just very casual. Like I say, comfy jumpers and cardigans and stuff. And as you might have noticed, the same pair of shoes for all of his everyday outfits, which again, I don't think I've ever dated a guy who had more than like 4 pairs of shoes. So yeah, just giving him a shirt there at the end for something a little bit different for his everyday wear. And then his formal wear, oh, I don't remember what I did for his formal wear. Oh yeah, I gave him this suit with the blue jacket. I felt like he would make a thing of his blue eyes, you know, that he would see it as being kind of like a character trait of his, that people really notice and remember him for his blue eyes, and then he would wear a lot of blue. I don't know if that really comes through in the outfits, but certainly for the formal wear, I thought, yeah, he would wear this like bright kind of blue jacket. And also because he's this kind of another quite hipster kind of cool young dude, that he would kind of be quite flamboyant in his formal wear, that he wouldn't just wear like a regular suit. So yeah, now that I'm doing the party wear, you can see another that kind of hint of that coming in with the blue waistcoat. But then I mostly just gave him kind of, again, very casual clothes, ripped jeans, and this time just shirts for party wear rather than the comfy jumpers. I really like this. Again, yeah, with the blue. I thought yeah, blue really suits him. I think it looks really nice on him. Yeah, I really like that shirt. I'm really loving those shirts from Laundry Day. And yeah, some of my characters I feel like they don't suit, but they really do suit him. I was struggling to find jeans that would go with that color though, which was kind of frustrating. And back to the shoes, the one pair of shoes that he owns. I haven't changed his traits yet at this point, have I? Oh yeah, this outfit. Oh, we're gone already. Well, you'll see the outfits again at the end, because I wanted to show off that one outfit because I really, really loved that. So now I think I'm about to change, yeah, his walk. So I think I gave him the bouncy walk in the end. Yeah. And then I gave her the swagger. And then I made them married and just checked their voices, and I was actually happy with the ones that they were automatically given. And yeah, so I think now I'm just actually going through, oh, I've already changed his traits, I missed that. So these are just his outfits, and I'm just kind of cycling through them. So yeah, I changed his traits to creative instead of gloomy. That was it. Um, that was my favorite outfit of his. I might actually put some screenshots in the end actually so you can see these better. I feel like this all kind of flew through like really, really fast. So I might do some screenshots of my favorite of their outfits. But yeah, I realized that I hadn't actually done his swimwear. So yeah, so I think that's about it. Now I'm just going through her outfits so you can see them one more time. I'm actually really pleased with how these turned out. I'm really loving the new skin tones. Like I say, I can't completely tell if I'm actually using new ones or not, but I'm loving the range. I'm really liking that there's so many different choices for different tones of skin, warm or cool. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave it there. You might see these characters in a Let's Play at some point, and I will also upload them to the gallery. Just don't forget that they do have some custom content that you know, won't be included, and that you will have to go into advanced and click, you know, tick the thing for custom content to see them. I can't remember my username right now because it's actually my girlfriend's, but I will give them the hashtag Frankie so that you can find them. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will be back soon with probably another episode next of the Frankie's Family LP. So yeah, talk to you soon.